But I think the thing for me that's worse than all of this, honest to God, is I looked on Instagram this weekend, and Drake posted a selfie.
That's worse than
Oh, it's worse than all this puff shit. There was
lock him up, Dano.
Alcohol.
Yo, you are stupid.
A rap bar, but beyond the weird rap bar and all the alcohol, some of which was not good alcohol. The fucking stomach. Did you see these abs?
I
did.
Those abs look ridiculous. And
in a good way or a bad way?
Oh, yo.
Did you see the picture?
Just got him.
No,
got him.
He's trying to. That's a solid joke. Girl.
How is this dude not embarrassed right now? If you didn't see, Drake posted a new photo of his new surgery to his body. Anyone that thinks that this is legit at all is actually kind of delusional.
There's something called BBL abs. That's the thing, Chad? The BBL abs? That's what we doing? For whatever reason, is this the BBL abs, Chad?
Drake might have just gone from certified lover boy to certified cosmetic boy because the internet thinks Champagne Puppy didn't just drop an album. He might have dropped some serious coin on plastic surgery. 2.ID all started with one photo, a shirtless pic, abs out, flexing hard like he just walked off a Calvin Klein set. But fans weren't buying it. Within minutes, timelines were flooded with zoom-ins, analysis, and straight-up clowning, and then it hit even harder rumors of leaked hospital records. Now, the streets are whispering that Drizzy didn't earn those abs. He bought them. It all kicked off when Drake casually dropped a shirtless pic online. No big announcement, no press run, just him standing there like he was modeling for a fitness brand, abs fully on display. The caption? Some deep poetic quote about hard work and late nights. But let's be real, nobody read that. People zoomed in immediately. And what they saw didn't scream gym grind. It screamed something else. These abs weren't just defined, they were cartoon level sharp. The kind of sculpted lines you only see on action figures or airbrush posters at the mall. Way too symmetrical, way too perfect. It didn't take long for fans to start asking questions. Where's the proof of the journey? Where's the sweat, the struggle, the progress pics? Because one thing's for sure, Drake didn't go from soft boy aesthetics to Joe mode overnight without raising some eyebrows. And this is Drake we're talking about. Every detail of his image is calculated. So when something looks off, the internet doesn't just scroll by, it investigates.
A lot of people are accusing him of getting implants in his stomach because when you compare the size of his abs and the visibility of his abs to his biceps, there's just no way that this is natural. There's no way he's actually built like this.
But what really had people talking was the fact that this transformation came with zero receipts. No gym videos, no workouts, just a glossy reveal that didn't quite add up. And that's when the real accusations started to surface. After that photo went viral, it didn't take long for the fitness world and the internet detectives to start digging. The theory? Drake didn't hit the gym. He hit the surgeon's table. That's when a word started making rounds, AB etching. It's not just liposuction, it's a cosmetic procedure where fat is literally carved out around the abdominal muscles to make them look more defined. Fake abs, built in a clinic, and once people heard that, everything started making sense. Because those abs didn't just look sharp, they looked sculpted, manufactured, artificial. The kind of abs that make trainers squint and say, nah, that's not how bodies work. What really fueled the fire, though, were whispers about leaked hospital records. Some fans claim paperwork had surfaced showing Drake had gone under the knife multiple times. Now, whether those documents are real or not, who knows, but in the court of public opinion, the timing was too perfect to ignore, and fans weren't alone. Personal trainers started throwing subtle shade. One posted, access to the world's best fitness resources, and you still chose surgery? Another flat out said, this ain't natural. Those abs are etched. Even longtime Drake supporters began side-eyeing him. Because if you're gonna flex like you earned it, you better show the grind. But Drake, silent. No comment, no clarification. Just that smug caption and a flex pic, and as the rumors picked up steam, so did the receipts. The photo wasn't just suspicious, it was anatomically confusing. Fitness experts, bodybuilders, and even casual gym goers started pointing out things that didn't make sense. First off, the abs. The lines were to clean, like they'd been drawn with a ruler. The symmetry was almost surgical. And when people zoomed in, they noticed something odd, a strange dip on the sides, like a missing puzzle piece where the muscle should continue. One trainer described it like this: it's like someone photoshopped abs onto his body but forgot to finish the edges. Another said it's the equivalent of a missing tooth but in your abs. But it wasn't just the abs themselves. The rest of Drake's body told a different story. His chest, soft. Shoulders, barely any definition. Arms, no vascularity, no striations. No signs of the kind of hardcore training it takes to get abs that shredded. Think about it: when someone gets real abs from real effort, the rest of the body usually follows. You see it in their traps, in their delts, even in how they carry themselves. But with Drake, it was like someone stuck a Joe torso onto a regular dude's frame. No bulging biceps, no lean, dry look, just that one perfect six-pack floating on an otherwise average build. That's when the internet really started cooking. Memes exploded. One user said he looked like he was wearing one of those fake Halloween muscle suits. Another called him BBL Drizzy. And as more people looked closely, the more it started to feel less like a gym transformation and more like a cosmetic patch job. But the reactions didn't stop with fans. Even other celebrities started speaking up next. Once the fan reactions hit a boiling point, it didn't take long for the big names to join the roast. And the loudest voice, Rick Ross, Rose, didn't hold back. The same guy who lost over 100 pounds through hard work came for Drake, joking that this wasn't the first time Drizzy got fake abs. He made it sound like Drake was on round 2 of surgery, not sets and reps. And let's be real, when Rick Ross, who's lived that real fitness grind, starts throwing shade, it hits different. But it didn't stop there. Fitness influencers like Greg Doucette, a former pro bodybuilder and one of YouTube's most blunt fitness voices, broke down the photo like it was a case study. He said,
Drake thinks we're all morons. He thinks that we're idiots. He shows a photo of himself with the glaring six-pack. He looks like an old He-Man or perhaps a G.I. Joe figurine.
Even Phil Heath, a 7-time Mr. Olympia, chimed in. He didn't name Drake directly, but he said something that echoed across the internet. Surgery won't make you look good unless the rest of your body matches. Symmetry matters. And then there was DJ Academics, never one to stay quiet. He went online cracking jokes and making it clear he wasn't buying the six-pack hype either.
There's something called BBL abs. That's the thing, Chad? The BBL abs? That's what we doing? For whatever reason, is this the BBL abs, Chad?
The energy was the same across the board. If you've got the money to buy muscles, fine. But don't act like you earn them when you skip the grind. Because in male gym culture, that's straight up fraud. And Drake's silence just made it worse for Drake. This isn't just about abs, it's about identity. Drizzy's entire brand has always walked a fine line. He's the soft-spoken, introspective poet who writes about heartbreak, but also the untouchable mogul flexing jets, jewelry, and women in every frame. It's a carefully balanced persona, sensitive and superior. Relatable and unreachable.so when he drops a photo that screams, "Look at my abs," and those abs look bought, not built. It doesn't just feel fake. It feels like a crack in the mask. Even worse, the photo wasn't just about the abs. Look closely, he's standing in front of a lineup of expensive liquor bottles, casually flexing like, yeah, I drink, and I still look like this. But anyone who knows real fitness culture knows the truth: alcohol is a progress killer. It bloats you. It kills your gains. It slows recovery. You don't build a six-pack on whiskey and wine.so. What was the message supposed to be? That he's superhuman? That he can party hard and still look shredded without consequence? It didn't come off like inspiration. It came off like deception, because fans don't just admire the outcome, they respect the journey. And when someone pretends to have put in the work while secretly cutting corners, it hits different, especially from someone like Drake, who's built an entire empire on being real, authentic, and self-made. Now, instead of seeing a man who worked for it, people are seeing a man who paid for it. And with that one photo, all the cool vulnerability he spent years building started looking like one big illusion. You'd think after all the noise, fans, influencers, celebrities, Drake would say something, anything, a denial, a joke, even a meme, but he didn't say a word. No comment, no clarification, no playful clap back. Just that original smug caption sitting under a photo that had the whole internet in chaos. And for a guy who's built his legacy by always having something to say, even when no one asked, that silence was loud. In internet culture, especially in celebrity culture, silence equals suspicion. When the accusations start flying and you go radio silent, people take that as guilt. Some fans even said it outright. If he didn't get surgery, he would have posted a gym video by now. Drake always defends his name, so why not now? Even Phil Heath made a subtle dig, pointing out that a six-pack means nothing if the rest of your body doesn't match. That's the difference between aesthetic and authentic, because real abs don't just pop out of nowhere. They show up after months or years of discipline, sacrifice, and consistency. And when someone skips all that and buys the results, it doesn't just look fake. It feels dishonest. Drake staying silent while everyone dissects his body frame by frame made it seem like there was something to hide, and to some fans, that felt worse than lying. Because at least a lie means you're trying. Silence? That feels like an admission without saying a word. Let's be clear, this isn't about bashing plastic surgery. Nobody's mad that Drake might have gotten work done. In 2025, we're way past that. People enhance their looks all the time, and the stigma is fading. You want to feel better about yourself? Cool. You want to look tighter on camera? Go for it. But the problem is pretending it's natural. The problem is flexing fake abs like you earned them with sweat, sacrifice, and clean eating, when in reality, you were in a surgical gown, not a squat rack. Had Drake just said, "Yeah, I got it," and felt like I needed a boost, people might have clowned a little, sure. But they also would have respected the honesty. Transparency would have shut down half the criticism overnight. Instead, he tried to pass it off like he's been grinding in silence. Dropped a deep caption like he just got out of boot camp and expected the world to believe it. That's what turned a small whisper into a viral headline, because when someone fakes the hustle, it cheapens the real hustle for everybody else. The trainers, the athletes, the people who wake up at 5 a.m. for cardio, the folks counting calories and sacrificing nights out just to feel good in their own skin. And Drake, with his massive platform, tried to shortcut his way to that same respect without putting in the same grind. One fan said it best, "This ain't about body shaming. This is about fraud," and the internet responded accordingly. Jokes flew, memes exploded. Someone even compared his abs to a Halloween costume, those rubber muscle suits from spirit stores. Others dubbed him BBL Drizzy, and the nickname stuck like glue. What could have been a quiet flex turned into a full-blown roast session, and the biggest question left hanging in the air, was this even a mistake or part of the plan? At this point, the internet can't decide, was this a fail or was it strategy? Because let's be honest, Drake's not new to viral attention. He's mastered the art of trending without even dropping music. So now, people are asking, did he post that pic knowing it would set the internet on fire? Was the flex intentional? Or was it bait? Some think it's a genius PR move. Get people talking, stay relevant, spark debate, and let the chaos fuel engagement. Even bad press is good press when you're trying to dominate timelines, but others aren't buying that narrative. They see something else behind the photo. Insecurity. Think about it. Drake's not the youngest guy in rap anymore. The new generation, they're leaner, more ripped, more aesthetic. And when your brand is built on being the smoothest, most desirable man in the game, staying physically relevant starts to feel like a requirement. So maybe this wasn't about fooling anyone. Maybe it was about keeping up. Maybe Drake looked in the mirror, saw the pressure piling up, and made a decision to upgrade by any means necessary. But here's the catch: when your confidence is built on illusion, the truth always leaks. Whether it's hospital records, odd anatomy, or just a swarm of eagle-eyed fans, the internet will catch it. And once they do, you don't control the narrative anymore. So now the question stands, was this a smart way to stay in the spotlight, or a desperate move to hold on to an image that's starting to crack? Either way, one thing's clear: people aren't just judging Drake's abs. They're judging the message behind them. So let's put it all together. Drake dropped a shirtless pic that was supposed to be a flex, but it turned into a forensic investigation. From leaked hospital records to fitness experts calling out every detail, what started as a thirst trap quickly became a case study in image vs reality. The abs, too clean. The body doesn't match. The silence, deafening. And while no one's Canceling Drake over a six-pack, the message he sent, the fake grind, the airbrush perfection, the quiet pretending, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, because in a world where fitness is about discipline and sacrifice, buying your way into the look without the work doesn't inspire, it insults. Now the internet's left wondering, did Drake cheat the grind just to keep up appearances? Or is this all just a perfectly calculated play to stay trending? Either way, the trust might have taken a hit deeper than any surgical cut.so. What do y'all really think? Is Drake guilty of going under the knife for those abs? Or are folks reaching? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're here for the raw truth, the real breakdowns, and zero sugarcoating, go ahead, tap like, hit subscribe, and stay locked in, because the next jaw dropper is already loading.